Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Leamy here. You are watching yet another video from my secondary YouTube channel, aka Secondary YouTube Vlog, in which I present to all of you my sentimental thoughts coming from my heart and my soul, and my mental eyeball shenanigans come from my mind and my brain. This is EML77 TV, episode 790, where I present to you the Raw recap of last night, August 17, 2020. Today is August 18, 2020, and 4:25 p.m. What is going on, everybody? Like I said, I'm going to do last night's final Raw till SummerSlam. That's right, SummerSlam is coming this Sunday, August the 23rd, and it will take place. The news is that it will not take place at the Performance Center. They decided and they moved everything production to the Amway Center. They'll be there for a while. In fact, this Friday night on SmackDown will be the first ever debut of WWE Thunderdome. It's like a virtual fan reaction type thing. And I'm gonna see if I can go on here and see if to enter the WWE Thunderdome. I'm really excited about that. I'm kind of curious to see what happens in this Friday night on SmackDown. SummerSlam will take place to see what it looks like, and I think you have to register in. I don't know if it's for free or not. I don't know. Not a lot of information about it, but it's like state-of-the-art fan interaction. Who knows? And I'll get more word on it if I can. So, so here we go. Let's kick it off. Drew McIntyre addressing what happened last week. And Drew McIntyre, as you know, obviously he's been very upset with Randy Orton the way Randy Orton treated Ric Flair. And he was vowing to make Randy Orton's life miserable at SummerSlam. But the production team has been goofing around. We all thought, so we thought. But nope, it was retribution once again, threatening the production team. And told them to shut everything down, but they went to the commercial break. When it came back on, Tom Phillips explained what was going on. Drew McIntyre decided to rally the Raw roster. Seth Rollins runs his mouth and all that. If I were Rollins, I would not be worried about Raw right now. I mean, Seth Rollins has snapped since Survivor Series. Let's face facts. Since Survivor Series of last year, Seth Rollins has not been the same. He's been in a grumpy Gus mood all day. The Monday Night Messiah, please trust me on this one. When I say this, Seth Rollins is just crabby that Monday Night Raw has not gotten back on the map because of what happened at Survivor Series. To me, personally, Seth Rollins has flipped his leg. More on him. Apollo Crews went one-on-one with Benjamin in a non-title match. Apollo Crews picks up the victory, but with that victory, that means Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are banned from ringside at SummerSlam in that United States Championship rematch. Meanwhile, R-Truth has been... And because of that, R-Truth has been chased around by Tozawa and some ninjas. And I think R-Truth got clobbered, and Shelton Benjamin pinned R-Truth for his second 24/7 championship victory. Me and him, who hates Shelton Benjamin, is not very pleased about it. And then for the third week in a row, Demi Burnett of The Bachelor has shown up to talk with Garza, and then to talk with Ivar. I'll tell you what. I think Demi Burnett should sign on with the WWE as a manager. And I think after SummerSlam, Garza and Ivar should go one-on-one once again, because they did fight last night. And whoever won that match would be dating Demi Burnett. I thought Ivar's cool because she's from Massachusetts. So Ivar went one-on-one with Angel Garza. Garza picked up the victory. But Angelo Dawkins was talking with Demi Burnett now. Oh boy. I think the Raw Tag Team titles and Demi Burnett, I know a lot of people say, who's this Demi Burnett chick? Well, apparently she's one, I think, the contestants of The Bachelor and did not get picked. But hey, she's really cute and beautiful now. That's what I like about her. So Demi Burnett was talking with Angelo Dawkins when Angelo Dawkins says he's got footage. He's got footage because Zelina Vega, I think in his mind, was lying about not poisoning Montez Ford. Well, Zelina Vega was caught putting something in Montez Ford's cup that he drinks out of. Gee! He's like, oh, that don't mean it. That don't mean anything. Yeah, right. And then Montez Ford came back and the champs and challengers went at it. Demi Burnett got the heck out of there. Charlie Caruso, interviews, all craziness, folks. All craziness. Ringside, ring action. Once again, Natalya went one-on-one with Mickie James, two veteran women's superstars. Natalya picked up the win by a count-out because Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy cannot stop bothering Samoa Joe. I'm like, there's a match going on. I don't know why those two clowns are going after Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe saying Rey Mysterio's coming back, and, you know, they were demanding answers for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe says, I'm not naming my sources. So, good on Samoa Joe, very, very smart as a broadcast journalist. Then you got the sisters of the Yakety Yak Pants. I'm talking about Sasha Banks and Bayley, who like to run their mouth so much, like they're like a Run DMC song. They talk too much, and boy, they never shut up. Well, they talk about how they have to face Asuka for their titles at SummerSlam, and how it's gonna, you know, how they're gonna confident they can beat Asuka. And then Shayna Baszler comes out, and he says it doesn't matter who wins that matchup. I'm coming after the Raw Championship. Then Asuka arrives. He says, well, you fight. I'll fight against you. You fight with me tonight, but then I'll have to fight against you. Asuka has respect. So Baszler and Asuka teamed up against Bayley and Banks. The women's tag team titles were not on the line in this non-title matchup. Meanwhile, during the matchup, Nia Jax, who was suspended indefinitely, snuck out through the security railing and beats up on Shayna Baszler. They were brawling in the back. Pat Buck is trying to tell Nia to leave. But then Sasha Banks and Bayley were having fun double teaming Asuka, and then Baszler came back, got the tag, and then the Kirifuda clutch made Sasha tap out. And guess what? Baszler and Asuka won the match despite the fact that Nia got involved. Apollo Crews was challenged by the Hurt Business to a 6-man tag match earlier that night after Crews picked up the victory over Shelton Benjamin, which prevents Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley from appearing at ringside at SummerSlam. So Apollo Crews picked Mustafa Ali and Ricochet as his partners against the Hurt Business tonight, leaving Cedric Alexander out in the loop. I figured, it's going to be a very interesting situation. More on that. Drew McIntyre and HBK, who was slated to return to address last week's situation, they were talking, and HBK gave them a little bit of pep talk for SummerSlam. Meanwhile, the Iconics and the Riot Squad were confronting each other before Peyton Royce's match one-on-one with Ruby Riott. And meanwhile, Shayna Baszler decided to talk things with her fellow horsewomen partners, Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. This ought to be interesting. Raw Underground, Eric of the Viking Raiders fought in the match. He won. Then Dolph Ziggler says, hey, I'll challenge Eric to a match. Eric fought Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler picks up the win. And Raw Underground, there'll be more on Raw Underground. Rey Mysterio has made his return with his son Dominic. And Dominic says, hey, Dad, I gotta do what I gotta do. Rey Mysterio loves him, was very proud of him. And then there comes the two clowns themselves, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. They like to run their mouths. They like to complain about everything. And all of a sudden they came out, and Rey Mysterio and Dominic had some Singapore canes and beat the you-know-what out of them. By the way, the Dominic Mysterio Seth Rollins match will now be a street fight at SummerSlam. And then while Cedric Alexander was, the reason why they left Cedric, because Cedric Alexander got hurt by the, Bobby Lashley's full Lashley. So MVP tried to talk Cedric Alexander into join the Hurt Business. Cedric says, I know what you're doing. Don't stir the pot. Leave me alone. And then we'll go back to Raw Underground. Riddick Moss and Arturo Ruas fought to a no contest because everybody else was trying to beat them up. And then they had the 6-man tag elimination matchup, which the Hurt Business picked up the victory over Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, and Apollo Crews. Meanwhile, Cedric Alexander decided to embarrass Shelton Benjamin for the 24/7 title. He ended up winning that. Then he defended the title against Tozawa, which Alexander picked up the victory. But then Shelton Benjamin decided once again to beat Alexander for his fourth 24/7 title victory. On the Raw Underground, Marina Shafir made her debut on Raw Underground, beat up a Loco, got the victory over that. Nia Jax then starts shoving Marina Shafir and starts kick Jessamine Duke. Shayna Baszler says, "Hey, I want to fight Nia." Nia says, "Let's go," but then she walked out. What the heck? And Shane McMahon says the rules are you don't walk out of Raw Underground fight. Okay, now we more on that. I think Shane McMahon has failed to realize that Nia Jax has been suspended on Raw indefinitely, and I'm sure Shane McMahon and Pat Buck will have a few words. I would not be surprised. And then Montez Ford made his return to the ring, defeating Andrade one-on-one after a great matchup. And Bianca Belair did get involved, knocking out Zelina Vega. So, gotta like that. Shawn Michaels addressed what happened last week. Orton came out, RKO'd Shawn Michaels, punted him in the head. McIntyre get ticked off after Shawn Michaels told him, "Hey, let me handle my thing." McIntyre and Orton got into a fight, and Orton hits Drew with the RKO. So you got that. So that's where is Raw has ended. So what is going to happen? Like I said, there's some big, huge news. It'll start this Friday night on SmackDown that the WWE will have a virtual fan experience known as the Thunderdome. It will air on Fox. It'll be on the computer. So we're gonna check that out. Don't know what that's all about. There is a site of the Thunderdome up, but it has not said much. So, just we have to tune in Friday night and find out what the heck is going on. So, is Retribution going to attack again on Friday night, like they did last time? We'll find out for sure when we get there. This is indeed a very interesting situation, to say the least. And tomorrow night will be NXT. The final NXT takeover before NXT takeover 30. And there are already 3 matches on the card, and a couple of confrontations going to go on. Keith Lee and Karrion Kross will have a confrontation. So will Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. Here's the deal for the final NXT before takeover. Second chance ladder match qualifiers. Johnny Gargano will go one-on-one with Ridge Holland, as Finn Balor will go one-on-one with the returning Velveteen Dream. And so I am really excited about that. So that'll be a heck of a matchup. And a lot of people, a lot of folks have been making a big deal about Velveteen Dream returning because of allegations of sexual harassment or being a pedophile and all that. A lot, according to what Triple H said, they found nothing. They found no evidence. They didn't find anything. A lot of people are very upset about that. Don't know what to tell you, folks. So, hey, Velveteen Dream's cleared to go back on TV. He's cleared to go back on TV. There's nothing I can do about it. And so tomorrow. So tomorrow night it will be the final NXT before NXT Takeover 30. Here's another thing too. AEW Dynamite will not be on tomorrow night on TNT because the NBA playoffs are starting. So they moved over to a special time, 6 p.m. on Saturday. So I'll be doing double duty. I'll be watching NXT TakeOver 30 here, AEW Dynamite on the TV. So there is that. So far here. So here are the matches so far. We're going to check this out for NXT TakeOver 30. The NXT title will be on the line. Keith Lee defends against Karrion Kross with the lovely Scarlett in his corner. The NXT Women's Championship will be on the line. Io Shirai defends her title against Dakota Kai. The North American Championship, the vacant North American Championship, will be on the line a ladder match as Bronson Reed goes up against Damian Priest, goes up against Cameron Grimes, and goes against the two final ladder match qualifiers. The winners of the Gargano-Holland match and Finn Balor versus the returning Velveteen Dream. So that is what the NXT Takeover NXT Takeover 30 is like. SummerSlam 2020 goes like this. And I will be talking to you guys about that. WWE Championship on the line is Drew McIntyre defends against Randy Orton. Universal title on the line, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Strowman, the defending champion. The United States title on the line, a rematch. Apollo Crews defends against MVP. The Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships on the line for the Raw title. Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks defends against Asuka, while Asuka challenges Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. The Raw Tag Team titles on the line. The Street Profits versus Andrade and Angel Garza. The Dominic Mysterio versus Rollins fight will now be a street fight. That's going to go on in hair versus hair. Mandy Rose goes one-on-one with former best friend Sonya Deville. And for tomorrow night, it will be second challenge qualifier, ladder match qualifiers. Gargano going one-on-one with Ridge Holland and Johnny Gargano, and Finn Balor going one-on-one with the returning Velveteen Dream. And then a six-man tag team matchup as Legado del Fantasma. That will be the team of NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, along with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde to go up against Breezango and Isaiah Swerve Scott. So Breezango, as you know, Fandango and Tyler Breeze. So those are the matches. We'll see a couple of confrontations. Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, they'll have a confrontation, as well as Karrion Kross and Keith Lee, who's recuperating just fine from the Fireball contract signing planted on by Kross and Scarlett. Will we see a final confrontation between Dakota Kai and Io Shirai before their Women's Championship matchup? Will Rhea Ripley be part of NXT TakeOver if she goes one-on-one with Mercedes Martinez in the matchup? Or will it be a tag team match as Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart joining forces against Robert Stone's brand? Will Shotzi Blackheart once again run Robert Stone over with a tank? Who knows for sure? Robert Stone is a crybaby. He should know better. So, and then we got the final SmackDown before SummerSlam as well. Will AJ Styles defend as you know, this coming Friday night on SmackDown, AJ Styles will defend the Intercontinental title against the returning Jeff Hardy. So, will Jeff Hardy hold this nice, cool-looking Intercontinental Championship? We will find out for sure. And will he defend it at SummerSlam? We will know for sure. Let's see. And as you know, the big virtual thing of Thunderdome, we'll find out what that's all about on Friday Night SmackDown. Like I said, program change. AEW Dynamite will move to Saturday night at 6 p.m. When was the last time wrestling moved to a Saturday? You know, unless you're watching on the network, but you know. So that being said, I will make my SummerSlam picks and predictions earlier that Saturday. And like I said, after I do a SmackDown recap, I will make another video of my NXT TakeOver 30 picks and predictions there. So, I know NXT TakeOver 30 will take place at Full Sail, I believe. I think NXT has been taking place at Full Sail. And SummerSlam will take place at the Amway Center, I believe. So it is a huge thing, a huge deal, and everything else, and a lot of changes are happening in the WWE. I'm really looking forward to it, and we will see what goes on. So that's it. So that's all the time we have on this good show. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 790 of EML77 TV, Raw recap for August 17, 2020. So I'll see you guys later, and I will see you in episode 791. Hopefully we'll talk about NXT recap, and we'll go from there. All right? I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day, guys. Wonderful evening. God bless, and stay safe out there.